Hello, and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. Now, I want to talk about BaDAO, but before we do that, I'd like to remind you that if you want to join me on my live streams, please check out the link both in my description and in my comments. It's the Good Free Photos channel. I am live streaming on that. That is my backup channel. I'm also having another new channel. It's called Crypto Daily Update. It's also in the comments in the description. And that actually gathers all your great crypto content for one day and summarizes it in one video. So if you want to get like a news update for crypto in one day, that is the best place to do it. So now let's talk about BaDAO. What is BaDAO? A lot of people have asked me about it. BaDAO is basically BNB's MakerDAO project. It is basically exactly like MakerDAO, except it's on the BNB blockchain. Now that has some benefits, but obviously it's going to have problems taking over Ethereum. There is a business opportunity because of the whole Ethereum debacle during the price drop, where transactions on Ethereum went up to $20 per transaction and the Chainlink nodes shut down, which makes MakerDAO basically not work, essentially. But part of the problem was that Ethereum price dropped so much that you couldn't collateralize as many DAI. And since you can't collateralize nearly as much DAI, the supply of DAI has to drop because you don't have the collateral. Now, Binance solves one of the problems. It does not solve the other one. It does not solve the volatility problem because the price of BNB is just as volatile as the price of ETH. So when the price of BNB drops down, obviously you can't collateralize as much of this stable coin that they're going to use to actually collateralize BaDAO. BaDAO is the token. It's not actually the stable coin. The stable coin is going to be what's kind of like determining a little bit in terms of like how much they're actually backing. So BaDAO's price, the token price will actually vary. The ICO is at 1 penny. They're going to sell, I think in total, about 1.5 billion BaDAOs. So don't compare the price of each individual BaDAO to the price of each individual maker to actually determine a price, because there's a lot less maker than BaDAO, about more than 1,000 times less maker than BaDAO. So when you're comparing price, please look at that. Right now, there's only a little bit more than 1 million maker. Right now, they're over 100. They're going to be over 100 billion BaDAO once this actually launches onto public exchange services. So be aware of that. Now, like I said, it doesn't solve the problem of BNB being and all cryptocurrencies being volatile. So you're still going to have a bit of a problem when BNB suddenly auto drops and now your collateral is worth like half as much as it was. That's always going to be a problem if you're collateralizing with cryptocurrency. It, however, will solve the problem of the transactions being congesting the network, because Binance can process a lot more transactions a second than Ethereum. So realistically, if your transactions are actually on the Binance chain, it won't get congested and you won't have a problem where, assuming that Binance doesn't shut the thing down during times of volatility, you won't have a situation where you just can't do transactions and they're all stuck and transactions are $20 a piece. And then like someone like Chainlink decides to shut their nodes down because it's costing too much to operate those nodes. I'm not really sure if Binance uses their own oracles or whatever, or how that actually works, but we do know it's collateralized by Binance. So that's kind of the technical aspects. It solves one problem, does not solve the volatility problem. By the way, Tron's DAO project, kind of the same thing. It solves like the congestion problem, does not solve the volatility problem. And I think as long as you're collateralizing with cryptocurrency, you're not really going to ever solve the volatility problem. But BaDAO has other things. One of the things I'm worried about on BaDAO, I mean, I'm very careful about Binance IEOs in general, but BaDAO comes with a high staking percentage. Back, the ICO price is 1 cent, and that has not changed. But the thing is, right now, the staking percentage is actually, it was 50% in November, and now it's 30%. They actually have lengthened out the super staking period, because if you look at the white paper, right now in phase 4, it's supposed to be 10%, but they kept it at 30%. Now, my worry is when the ICO actually happens and it's available on exchanges, that staking rate is going to go down to 3%. We know for staking coins for a fact that when the staking rewards go down, a lot of times the coin's price goes down as well. And that is a very precipitous drop from 30% to 3%. So this is actually, I think that the coin might actually be available on exchanges in either Q3 or Q4 of this year. And once that actually happens, you get a 3% staking rate. So what I actually think will happen is that like the price, like ICO price on exchanges, will actually get pumped way up, and then it will start to drop. So if you see it on exchanges, I actually wouldn't buy BaDAO when it actually comes out if it's above like 1 or 2 cents. Because like, remember, a lot of these people purchase these coins, over 1 billion of these coins at a penny each, and they can sell down all the way to a penny and remain profitable. Hell, because of the staking percentage, they can probably sell down to about 3/4 of a penny and still be profitable. So when Binance actually goes IEO, I would be very, very careful to buy at any inflated price above a penny because you just might get screwed. Do I think this is a scam? No, it's actually started by an Apple scholar. I think it's legit, but right now, if you want to get in, right now is the time to get in. You will still have a couple of months of staking, and then once it actually becomes available, you want to stay up when this actually comes onto the exchange that night, because I bet like that price will be very high at first and then drop straight down. I've seen that for several Binance IEOs. They have an ICO price. The launch price is much higher than the ICO price, and everyone sells it down almost immediately. And specifically, if the staking rewards drop that much, I do believe people will sell it down. Like Binance might try to start BaDAO at like 10 cents or something. If you can sell at 10 cents, I would sell almost everything at 10 cents. That is 10x profit plus whatever you stake, and that's pretty good for a couple of months. But obviously, a lot of people are going to be rushing to sell. So if you're on the buying side and you're waiting for this to come out to a public exchange, be very careful at buying above a penny, because that's the ICO price. That's the final price that they can actually sell down to while making profit. And they can probably make profit if they sell even below that price because they've been staking for a long time. And that the 3% staking after it launches on a public exchange is not really going to be that much of an incentive. Right now, it's a 30% staking. That's the incentive. So that's my review on BaDAO. It's probably a decent buy right now, but definitely watch out for it once it hits the exchange. You will probably want to sell a good portion of your BaDAO as soon as possible when it hits the exchange, because it's probably going to hit the exchange at a pretty inflated price. And once that inflated price comes, everyone is going to be rushing to sell. So that's my review on BaDAO. Remember, a lot of the other people that are speaking of BaDAO have been paid by BaDAO to actually talk about it and promote it. I do not have any BaDAO myself. I have not been paid by BaDAO. So I'm just giving my opinion on this, what I've seen from other Binance IEOs, and what I think is likely to happen. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Subscribe to my other channels as well. And thank you, and have a nice day.